Joining us now is Brody Brazil, who works very closely with the A's, does the pregame and postgame shows, and is a voice in many ways for the A's fans. Brody, nice to have you on the program. Okay, a lot to digest here. You've heard the interview from earlier today with John Fisher. Just right off the bat, are you buying it? Are you not buying it? Do you give him any sort of credit for doing this?
Raj, I think it was a very tactical move by the A's. They're positioning themselves for a Major League Baseball owners vote, and at some point those owners would look at the A's and Mr. Fisher and say, well, have you ever even spoke to the public about this? Have you ever been asked or answered any questions? And so at least today, in the interviews he's done, it offers him the ability to say, I did speak, here are my quotes, none of them on camera or recorded with the audio, but here are my quotes, so I participated to kind of satisfy that requirement.
I guess I'm looking at this now also as like you, a guy that grew up in the Bay Area, rooting for all our teams in the East Bay as well. I just get my heart ripped out when I even see the Warriors moving close by, the Raiders leaving the state, and now the A's presumably leaving the state. Is it the problem with the owners, or is it just the leagues and the culture of big-time sports?
Well, let me say this. When the A's saw the Raiders and Warriors on the way out and they chose the slogan rooted in Oakland, I think you have to live up to that. And there's no doubt they tried, but there's also no doubt that the city of Oakland at initial times maybe wasn't as eager to get into this conversation. It really feels like two ships crossing in the night. At first, Oakland wasn't ready for this conversation. Then all of a sudden, in the last 6 to 8 months, Oakland is ready. But the A's are not ready. In fact, they've totally turned their backs and they've gone out the door. So I will say for the A's at one point to realize that they were the lone team left, they had this opportunity, they chose that slogan. For me, if I'm going to say that, I do everything possible to live up to that expectation. And I don't know, as we stand here today, that the A's have done everything possible to try and stay.
What happens? I mean, they have one more year left under their lease at the Coliseum, and he said, yes, we will be playing at the Coliseum next season. Right. Outside of that, Fisher said, we're not quite sure where we're going 2025 because the Vegas ballpark won't be ready. Is it going to be like the Raiders, their final season, kind of lame duck? I mean, it's just going to be very uncomfortable, even more so than it is now.
I mean, if we know this fall that the A's are officially allowed to move, that's 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027. And that's a best-case scenario that this new stadium would be ready by 2028. Mind you, Raj, there's also a hotel development that's part of this 35-acre site. So it's not just a ballpark. It's an entire 35-acre complex. And that's a huge sticking point. The Major League Baseball Players Association has a lot of questions. The A's have pitched Summerlin, Nevada, home of their minor league team. The A's do not want to do that. They want to get some type of sweetheart deal. They want to stay at the Coliseum. They want to keep their media rights deal intact. They don't want to have to relocate 2 or 3 times. But it's a very interesting scenario. Oakland and Alameda County and the JPA, the Joint Powers Authority, they will have the option to either offer a new lease to the A's or not. At what cost? And how about this? The A's own 50% of the Coliseum land. There are so many complications to the Coliseum and the future of it. Make no mistake, the A's would love to stay for a lot of reasons. I don't know if that will be even offered to them.
We could talk about this for about 2 hours. I appreciate your time, Brody. Appreciate it. We appreciate your coverage of the Athletics as well. Take care.
You got it.
We begin with that Bay Area exclusive. After 18 years of silence, we're now hearing from A's owner John Fisher. The billionaire has been vilified by the fan base for wanting to relocate his storied franchise to Las Vegas. Today, the 62-year-old Fisher gave me his side of the story, why he plans on leaving Oakland, his message to the fans, and will he sell this team? We arrived at the Peninsula home of John Fisher not knowing what to expect. Is he the reclusive billionaire that's ripping the hearts out of A's fans? Or is he following the script of the Raiders and Warriors, who also left Oakland for the riches of a new stadium? By his request, no video or audio of our interview. Just an old-fashioned Q&A. No question was out of bounds, no question pre-screened. I started with his silence, avoiding the media since buying the A's in 2005. Such a public-facing business to own, such a community gem. Is he cut out to be a sports owner? John Fisher says, I don't think being an owner of a franchise is like being a politician. Some people may disagree with that. But for me, I got into the game because I'm a fan and because I love the game of baseball. It's been part of my heritage since I was born. So I asked why. Why leave Oakland? Fisher bluntly said, I'm doing this because I want to win. It's very difficult to be consistently great in this game if you don't have a new stadium to drive the revenues to make it all work.
And then you have Swanson.
Speaking of money, Fisher's DNA as an owner isn't to spend on high-profile free agents. Players get good in Oakland and then they leave. Will that change in Las Vegas? Fisher says, "What I think would change in Las Vegas is our ability to keep our best players. We have the ability, if we have the revenues, to be able to retain that core group of players. But our ability to retain those players is driven by a new stadium." Make no mistake, economics are a big part of this move. The Major League Baseball collective bargaining agreement states the A's have to have a binding ballpark agreement by next January in order to be part of the league's revenue sharing. Fisher says, "I felt the pressure from the collective bargaining agreement. I had to have a path toward a new stadium, and having spent close to 6 years working with Oakland and still not having a deal, led me to the conclusion that my best bet was Las Vegas." So why suffer through the community backlash, and why not just sell the team? A franchise he bought for a reported $180 million, which Forbes now estimates to be worth $1.2 billion. Fisher says, "We spent $100 million trying to get those approvals. We're more committed than, frankly, any other sports team owner anywhere to try to get this to work in Oakland. We put our money where our mouth was to make it work. But it just got to the end. And as of 2 months ago, when we finally announced we were going to focus exclusively on Las Vegas, Oakland still hadn't raised the money that they had committed to raise back in 2021. Aside from the politics, what's his message to A's fans? Quote, "Since we've been involved with the team, the A's made it to the playoffs 6 years. We've had some great players along the way. We did an awful lot to really reach out and be a good steward of the franchise for the fans. And I'm sorry that it hasn't worked out. It's a difficult proposition to move a team, especially from an area where you grew up. But at the end of the day, I felt Las Vegas offered the A's the best chance for success, to give athletics fans, wherever they may be, the opportunity to see great players and know they would be able to stay with the team over the long term." And Fisher added, "It is hurtful to see those sell shirts, but he says it proves to him how passionate A's fans are." A lot of layers, a lot of questions here. So what happens now? The A's have submitted. Fisher told me that they have submitted to the league their formal application to relocate to Las Vegas. So that means the next step, the league owners will have to vote to approve that move. The A's have one more season before their lease expires at the Oakland Coliseum. After that, not sure where they'll play before that Vegas ballpark is completed.